Who are we? Where are we? What year is it? I don't know. Happy holidays. I am so excited today. Gingerbread is one of my favorite traditions. This is a tradition that my parents started for me when I was young. They threw a gingerbread house party, and my mom would make each kid their own gingerbread house to decorate. I usually throw this party myself, and it's just one of my most favorite times of year. So since I cannot throw such a big party this year, I decided, what if I take my classic gingerbread recipe and I make my own homemade DIY gingerbread house kits, and I deliver them to all my friends in the neighborhood. First, I'm gonna show you how to make my gingerbread recipe. This recipe is slightly adapted, but mostly passed down from my mom, and it's enough to make either a large house or several small houses. We're gonna start with some all-purpose flour, and then to that we're gonna add our other dry ingredients. And I like to add a good amount of spice to this because that's what makes it fragrant and flavorful. In our stand mixer, we've got it fitted with a paddle attachment, and you wanna make sure that these ingredients are at room temperature because we are creaming, trying to get things light and fluffy. So we'll cream this as long as is necessary. You just want to get it nice and light and fluffy before we add the next ingredients. Make sure that your ingredients are at room temperature so that everything combines really evenly, smoothly, and homogeneously. With the mixer running, I'm going to add my eggs one at a time. Okay, so now all that we need to do is add our dry ingredients. Once it gets to the point where it's starting to form kind of a ball around the paddle attachment, you know that you're done. You can see it's kind of formed this even, beautiful dough. And it shouldn't be super sticky to the touch. When we put our hands on it and pull it off, nothing comes out. And so that's what's gonna make this dough really, really easy to work with. We're gonna wrap these into a few different discs. How many discs you make the dough into is going to depend on what kind of houses you wanna make. So if you're making littler houses, you can divide it into 3 even pieces. If you're making it into large houses, you can divide it into 2, just because it's a little bit easier to try to roll it out in multiple pieces rather than all as one big chunk. So we want to refrigerate this for about 3 hours. Sometimes it can be ready a little sooner, so feel free to check if you're ready and raring to gingerbread. So at least 3 hours and up to 2 days. Making it ahead is a great way to break up this project as well. All that's in here is pie dough. Pie dough, gingerbread. Once it's nice and chilled, one of the first things that you'll notice is it is actually still pliable. If it does feel too cold, you can just let it sit at room temperature, or you can enlist the very fun technique of hitting it with your rolling pin. I like to roll it out between 2 pieces of parchment paper. It gives it something kind of non-stick, and it also gives you an ability as it gets bigger and bigger to move the dough around a little bit easier. Every now and then, periodically while I'm rolling, I grab both pieces of paper at the edge and I flip it over. And you just peel your parchment away and you're back to being ready to roll. It doesn't really hurt for this dough to be a little bit on the thicker side. We want it to have a certain level of sturdiness. But just remember, the thicker your dough is, the longer it's going to take to bake. Whoosh! Beautiful. So when you get it to the thickness that you want, you can go ahead and start to cut shapes. And we can put them really, really close together so that we can fit quite a few. So I just am using a sharp paring knife to cut the shapes. Now, another thing that's really important to know is that this recipe is going to make more gingerbread than you need. And the reason for that is because I love to make little extra components, and sometimes I know kids like to make extra components. So things like windows and doors and chimneys, anything like that is so much fun to make with the scraps. We can just take all of our excess dough, and you can save this. The dough can be re-rolled several times without issue, and we will gently transfer these to a parchment-lined baking sheet. So you can bake these in batches, you can bake them all at once, kind of rotating the racks. What we're looking for is for them to look kind of puffed a little bit and slightly darker around the outside edge. The gingerbread itself should be an even color kind of all the way across. The gingerbread houses that she would make are like this big. They're huge. huge gingerbread houses. Sometimes I was allowed to invite as many as 5 friends over. So she would make like 8 or 9 of these huge gingerbread houses. So cool. What a mom. And I'm just trying to live up to that now. Keeping the tradition alive, right? Whatever the year might bring us, we will still gingerbread. I don't care what you say. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get holly and jolly. So here are a few I baked for mini houses a little bit earlier that have already cooled. You want to let them cool completely because they are going to still be a little bit flexible when they're still warm. But once it cools, this stuff is crisp and sturdy. These are really little gingerbread houses, so I didn't cut any windows out of them because that can make them a bit more fragile. And since I'm transporting them, I want to make sure that I have minimal risk of breakage. But if I wanted to cut windows, especially out of a larger house, you would cut the windows out of the piece of dough before baking. Another thing that you can do is actually use your scrap dough to cut little windows that you can attach to the outside of the house. So I like to just package all the pieces so that they're ready for you. We've got our sides of the house, and then we have the roof pieces. Any other little pieces like our little chimneys, anything like that. And then what we can do is we can wrap this whole thing up. And then all our pieces are super secure to go into our box. So it's time to decorate. And I made some royal icing. Royal icing is basically sweet concrete. It's perfect for cementing your walls. I usually start with one of the kind of end pieces that have the pointy edge. And I start by applying icing to the bottom and putting it right down. The icing itself takes a while to dry, but the walls will help the gingerbread house support itself. So you can actually just start right away. But see how that second wall supported the first one. And we're just gonna keep working our way around. The main support for the roof should come on kind of these pointy pieces. I like to hold this piece and pipe some along the top. Ooh, look, natural icicle just happened. Okay, so it's pretty sturdy there. Now, usually what I would say is you wanna let this firm up entirely before you start decorating it. And that includes extra decorations like a chimney, like a door, like windows, all these little extra things that we made. We don't want to put them on now because the icing really hasn't dried. Giving it a little bit more time to dry just ensures that when you start adding all that weight from the candy and the other attachments, that it's not going to collapse on you. We want a nice, sturdy house. I have these little paper takeout containers and I filled each one with a different kind of candy. A gingerbread house, it needs a lot of choices, and especially for kids, they want a lot of choices. This is the amount of candy that's going into each kit, which is a very responsible amount. We also need to add our bag of icing. Then in addition to that, I like to make sure I put a few candy canes inside each box, and there's a card to each kid from me, and it also shows them the components of their kit on the back of the card. The kids don't know that this is happening. The parents know because I wanted to surprise them. Now that we've got the kits, we can start dropping them off and see what the kids think. Let's go! All right, we ready? For me, the holidays are so special, and the thing that's the most special about the holidays is seeing it through the eyes of kids. But just because we can't do it in person doesn't mean we still can't make the memory. Air hug! This is something that can deliver a little joy this year, even if we can't deliver it the way we normally would. Hey Lila, I brought you something. I didn't want to forget our gingerbread house tradition, so I wanted to make sure you got it anyway. Oh my gosh. You're welcome. The lesson we can take this year is that we can really enjoy the holidays. If we've got to be at home, let's enjoy them at home, make them extra special however we can, and taking our time to beautifully decorate a gingerbread house on your own or together as a family is a great place to start.
Love, Erin.